Howdy friends, this is PelicanMan bringing you another Death and Taxes video on Magic Online. So today I'm going to be doing something special. I've managed to get my hands on a playset of Urza Saga, so I'm going to be testing them here today. So worth noting, when I play Urza Saga in paper, I tend to play 3 copies. I like to run 7 colorless Source and Name instead of 8 in my 60 card decks to support the activated ability of Lion Sash, so I tend to go down to 7 colorless lands. Normally, the 4th Urza Saga is what gives way, and normally I'll run like 4 Ghost Quarter. What we've done instead here is gone down our 4th land destruction land. So, because I'm only running 3, I'm going to run my split of 2 Field of Ruin, 1 Tectonic Edge. And actually, I've just realized there's no point running the 4 Flagstones if we're not running Ghost Quarters. So, I've got my 3 Canopy lands. I don't really want to run a 4th Canopy land. So we'll add an Iganjo Castle. Take away 3 Flagstones. I actually was going to test without Cave of the Frost Dragon, but I think I will just throw 2 more back in if we're going to be testing without the Flagstones Ghost Quarter interaction. Maybe I'll try that in the next league, but for this one, I do want to test the full 4 as a Saga because I've got my hands on 4, so I might as well test 4, and this is kind of going to be a stress test on Magic Online to see how good Urza Saga is in taxes. So for the next league, I might swap to the mana base that I'd be more likely to play in paper with an Urza Saga list. So I'm just going to go through the deck list real quick. It's kind of the same as what you've seen me play before, especially what you've seen me play recently. I've mentioned that the list I was playing was similar to my Saga, my list in paper that I was running with Saga. So I'm running more 1-drops to support it, but I was still testing it on Magic Online without Urza Saga. So Saga targets 8th Vial, 180 of Virtue. This is in the Sword of Fire and Ice or more the Skyclave slot. Been a pretty big fan of this. Like, very excited to keep testing it. Shadow Spear, which I've also tested over Batterskull recently anyway, and it's pretty good. I don't know if I like it over Batterskull in a non-Saga list, but in a Saga list it's definitely good. Giver of Runes is normal. Spirit Companion was still impressed with, especially with such low-costing equipment to play and equip. Stoneforge is obviously, Thalia is obviously. Lion Sash is a tutor target for Stoneforge. Very, very good, considering testing a second, but leaving that alone for today. 4 Flickers, 4 Skyclave, pretty standard. The one of Cloudsilk here, I think this is basically becoming evergreen now. I don't know that I'm going to run Death and Taxes without running a one of Cloudsilk here. It's just very good. Even though it's not like crazy impressive with anything it's doing, it's just a bit of a workhorse. It just does stuff that we need to do in our deck, so it's very good. 4 Solitudes, 1 Caldera, all pretty standard. Sideboard's also very standard. 3 Sanctifier, 3 Relic Water, 3 Draneth, 2 Forge Tender, 2 Rest in Peace, and then the Relic and the Needle. So something worth considering is we can potentially replace these Rest in Pieces, which I think I might do actually. I think I might keep testing March of Otherworldly Light. As good as Rest in Peace is, I think this is actually pretty important for our sideboard for some of the more popular matchups like Hammer Time and Death Shadow. So let's try this. This is the list we'll run with. Let's get into the first match. Alright, we found an opponent for match number 1. They get to go in the play. And we see a fringe but capable hand we will keep. I will say, I know I made a lot of last minute changes there. I want to explain a few things. The reason I kept 1 Flag Sense Troke here is because I do still like it for potentially the, what's the deck? The Crack the Earth deck or whatever it is that makes each player sacrifice a permanent. Ragavan's a bit unfortunate here, but nothing much we can do except lead on our 8th Vial. Opponent hits us with Ragavan, and they find Urza Saga. Oof, that would have been nice to draw. That's unfortunate. But yes, I think Flagstones is still a reasonable card because of Crack Death, which we could have run for, because if we draw multiples, we get to legend roll them and still make land drops off them. But the reason I was actually going to test with that Cave of the Frost Dragon, which we're just ripping here, I should actually... No, I was going to say I should consider pitching Solitude to kill, pitching Flicker's Solitude to get rid of this. I think once the Vial's on 3, we can like pitch and flicker, so I'm just going to play out Shadow Spear here. Next turn I might actually just Iganjo, and we'll pass our opponent. So yeah, could have still run 4. So Cave of the Frost Dragon and Flagstones with Crow Care are both not ideal in Saga lists. Cave coming down taps to your 3rd lane is very, very impactful, very, very negative in a Saga list where you probably want to make a construct with it. And Flagstones, with the way Flagstones works, if you can only play like You've Flagstones as the Saga, Flagstones. Oh, they hit Thalia, choosing not to cast. Another expressive iteration from after playing a Darcy. Yeah, if you have to play 2 Flagstones around an Urza Saga, it means you have to like construct its sorcery speed, so that's obviously a downside. So keeping one in's pretty free over basic planes for like, outs to like crack the sky or whatever that one red spell is that makes each player sacrifice a permanent that was like the red white prison deck that's seeing more popularity. Jesus, our opponent's just slamming Mishra's bulbs over there. They're having a great time. Okay. Okay, our opponent's got some ball triggers. We've got a Vile trigger. Drew another Solitude. Okay. So I think I'm just going to Aganjo something here and then try and do the Solitude trick the following turn. It might come back to bite us, but I think there's a very good chance our opponent's got a second Ragavan trapped in hand. So if I Aganjo their Ragavan, then I can Solitude Flicker to take out their Darcy and like if they play a following Ragavan. Aganjo, hit that Ragavan. So yeah, I did have my deck list set up before I started recording. Then once I started recording my deck tech, I realized there was things like the mana base. I changed the colorless lands around, but it affected the colored lands. I still like Cave of the Frost Dragon. I think even in a Saga deck, I think in a Saga deck it's less good than it is in a normal deck because Saga's kind of filling the role that we need Cave to fill. But nonetheless, I think there's not much downside to Cave of the Frost Dragon. I'd rather run that over the Flagstones for the reasons I outlined earlier. I also went back up to third Canopy land, which I normally run 3 Canopy lands. I was actually testing 2 Canopy lands in this list and was kind of fine with it. There's the Ragavan as I predicted. I believe I'm just going to Solitude Flicker to my turn before they get Counter Magic up. Okay, so Vile's ticked up to 3. We draw a Plains. I'm going to play out the Plains. So, Solitude. Pitch Solitude. Again, I mentioned every time, sequencing is important here, especially when doing something like this. You want to put the Evoke trigger on the stack first, so that the Exile trigger will resolve second. It doesn't really matter, because here is where we get to respond to it, but we could let this resolve and then respond to the Evoke. So we activate our Vial on 3, say yes to it, Flicker Wisp, Flicker the Solitude. Alright, our opponent's cracking Scalding Tarn. That means they probably have like an Unholy Heat or something. But that's fine if they do. I think it was still correct to take out the Darcy. Yep, so they do have Unholy Heat. I'll happily trade my Flick Wisp for this Ragavan, I think. Alright, we'll put the Shadow Spear on the Flicker Wisp and pass the turn. So this Ragavan attacks without them having a removal spell. We'll trade our Flicker Wisp for it. Of course, our opponent has the removal spell, because why wouldn't they? I mean, they have cracked a million Mishra's Bulbils and played a million expressive iterations this game, so we always seem to start our leagues against this stupid blue-red Murktide deck. They keep hitting out Thalias off the top and they just refuse to cast them. Looks like a giant Murktide's coming down now. Their opponent's still got 11 cards in their graveyard. Jesus. This is the unfortunate thing. It's taken us that long to set up there. Our opponent's just firing on all cylinders here. Okay, we need something, so we'll pop the Canopy straight away. Our opponent does only have 1 card left in hand. Giver's not great, but we will play it. Probably should have put the Shadow Spear on it. Yeah. Whatever, we'll trade with Ragavan. I really should have put the Shadow Spear on it, that was a mistake, but I'm pretty sure this game's over. Oh, yeah, I'm just dead. See? Calculated. Relic looks good here. They have the 1-drop, so March looks good here. Sanctify looks good. Forge Tender obviously looks good. I don't have the Rest in Peace, so it doesn't matter, so I don't have much to consider that. Normally, I'm really iffy on Rest in Peace. If it's the pure blue-red control with like no Ragavans, Darcy's, just Murktides, I tend to bring in the Rest in Peace and leave the marches out, obviously because I don't have targets, but because I have all the 1-drops, these marches do have targets, which is cool. So normally I would cut Caldra and lean heavier into Batterskull, but we don't have Batterskull, so we're not going to get to do that here. I like cutting Skyclave and just relying on March for our removal for their 1-drops. Cloud's Coherence's on its best. I can go down to Thalia pretty freely. I like going down to Vile, even though they're a control deck and Vile should be good. They really tend to only have 4 Counterspell and 4 Archmage Charms for their counterspells, which is still a good number, but I think we're more scared of Archmage Charms stealing a Vile. Lion Sash I like a fair bit. I actually really like Eater of Virtue. I don't think Shadow Spear is necessary though, so we'll cut that. Give of Rune's also not at its best here, but I think I like leaving it in. Or I could leave in the Kieran or the Shadow Spear instead. Let's leave in the Shadow Spear because we're on Saga. No, Giver Runes being a Lightning Rod is just really good, I think. Let's sideboard like this and see how we go. Jeez, we had to verse Blue-Red Murktide last league as well, and I keep versing it every week at my LGS, and it's ruining my chances of going 4-0. That's good. We've got Sanctify, which I'm pretty happy with, so we'll keep. So I'm just going to lead with the Flagstones and pass. Spybox Canal into Darcy for our opponent. Man, I wish March could take this down right now. I suppose I could if I pitched something, but I think that's a bad idea. Alright, they've put a Darcy in a Ragvan they've been, which I'm pretty happy with. Question is, do I want to march now, or do I... Okay, I think I just want a Thalia here. They almost definitely have to deal with this Thalia. I was going to say, I had the option between March and Sanctify there. I think Thalia is going to make this turn of theirs tough, where they almost have to take out the Thalia, which lets me progress on mana without... the board progresses in a way that I think is positive for us. Oh, baby, they just got a lot of critters, huh? Ooh, Eater of Virtue. I like Eater of Virtue. Alright, we're going to play it out, just in the hopes that we can actually put First Strike onto this Eater if they want to kill our Thalia. We'll just pass it back. This Thalia is threatening their Ragavan and asking for an answer. Attacking with everyone. Yeah, I'll eat the Ragavan. Dress down, sure. Okay, so Eater of Virtue's still going to get First Strike grafted onto it here. So, yeah, we trade, but I believe this has First Strike, so I believe the Eater of Virtue will pass on the First Strike. It'll be interesting to find out, I suppose. So Sanctify should take out enough of their graveyard. Or I could no, I think Lion Sash will be better for later. Take out these other permanents. So I think the play is to Sanctify and hold up March. I can pitch a card and still pay for March if I need to. Alright, move the Eater Retro. Yeah, see the First Strike's on it now. The cool thing is, if they have a dress down to now deal with the Sanctifier, it'll graft pro red and pro black onto the Eater. Expressive Iteration, sure. Alright, so the Surveillors were on a Holy Heat and mystery card that they left on top. So it's probably a land to play to this Expressive Iteration. We play out a Tarn. Alright, here's a Ragavan. They've got a lot of creatures. Yeah, and they're not willing to attack into our Sanctifier. Okay, so Cave's coming in tapped. That's fine. The question is whether I start getting in with the Sanctifier or not. I think I do, and I think I play Stoneforge hold up March. Okay, get in with Sanctifier for 4. Right, play out Stoneforge. We'll get the Caldera. This kind of forces action on their part. Right, so shock into Steam Vents, and they'll Lightning Bolt our Stoneforge. That's fine. Alright, so Darcy's a 3/3s now. That's a little bit of a problem. Okay, I'm just going to take out their Ragavan here. Taking out Darcy would be good, but we're just going to destroy their graveyard next turn. Ooh, is this an Archmage's Charm to counter? Yep, alright, so we're going to take 8 here, and they're going to get a card off the top and a treasure. But as long as we can resolve this Lion Sash next turn, I feel pretty safe. Alright, they hit Aether Vial. That's not really too scary. Scary thing would be a Murktide here. No? No Murktide? Okay. Alright, let's play Lion Sash. Take out Bauble. Take out another Bauble. Do we just take out land? What's this? They got Murktide, Archmage Charm, Dress Down. Let's take out the Dress Down. It'll be hard for them to get another enchantment in their bin. So this shrinks the Darcy's. Do I attack for 4 here? They'd go to 9 and I get to attack for 9 next turn. Let's go for it. I don't think it's going to be easy for them to assemble lethal on us. Yep, no attacks from them. Very nice. Let's eat a land. Okay, so this should be game here. Let's reconfigure onto the Sanctifier. Okay, but you 8/6. Okay. Let us eat a Murktide. Get it up to lethal. Go to combat. Get in. It's nice we get to leave up 3 mana here, because if they have a dress down so they can deal with our Sanctifier. What do they have? So say we could just play out the Spirit Companion and move the Eater of Virtue to it, and we'll have pro black, pro red. Ooh, Otawara for our Sanctifier. Okay. Sure thing. I still don't know how they deal with the Lion Sash, to be honest. We will play out the Sanctifier and pass it back to them. I'm not interested in moving the Eater of Virtue onto it just yet, because this mana is more important for Lion Sash right now. Okay, we'll eat the Otawara. Just keep growing this Lion Sash. Okay, let's move this onto the Sanctifier yet again. 8-8. Alright, let's just go to combat. Attack. Eat a Murktide again. This is lethal with a pro-red creature, so they need another Otawara specifically. Dress down? Sure. I still don't think they're going to be able to... Depends, is dress down remove all... It doesn't remove all my +1 counters, right? I don't know, we'll see. Nope, still a 9-9, but they can chump block now, I guess. They're using Consider to try and find an answer, I guess. Alright, they're chump blocking with the Ragavan. And I'm going to deploy Stoneforge Mystic. This will yet again be a must-answer threat because we can have the Keldra come down off of it. Our opponent surely can't keep coming up with ways to survive this lethal attacker. They are getting to churn through their deck with these two Darcys, though. A dashed Ragavan, huh? So that's 8. They attack all out here. And they have 5 card types in grave, so Lion Sash can't take them off Delirium. I mean, this forces me to use the Stoneforge. I mean, it doesn't necessarily, but if they have a Bolt, I'm dead here, so would rather just live. I'm just going to move the Eater over for now, in case they have a way to deal with it. I don't know. What is this? Is this another Otawara? Alright, I probably just wasted a lot of time tapping and untapping a mana only to concede, so I'm not sure what they thought they had, or if they were just wasting my time. Going into the last game of this match, is there anything I want to change? Not really. The Shadow Spear is still a consideration. Do I just want Shadow Spear over Giver on the draw? The lifelink could be relevant. Let's try it. Alright, we have 2 bars, so we're going to keep. We've got a March for early Ragavans and Darcys. It looks like they're just going to lead with one. Ragavan, yep. Must be nice to always have it, huh? Alright, we're just going to lead Vial and pass. We're going to let our opponent hit us once. They might even get to just hit us twice if we don't draw a second land here. Expressive Iteration, okay. So if we do draw a second land, we're definitely slamming Thalia here, I think. Or if I don't draw a second land, maybe I'm just... Yeah, I might just March, actually. Sanctifier on deck. Man, if I could pitch this Vial to March, I'd be so much happier. Okay, I'm just going to pass to them. I want to March, even though they could have a counterspell, I want to March in combat so they can't dash a Ragavan. What do I pitch? I think it's just the Flicker Wisp. Yeah, it's just the Flicker Wisp. I don't really have time to be doing Flicker Wisp stuff here. I want to like get this other Vial down, potentially just start slamming 2-drops. Okay, that worked, and they're just passing back with 3 mana. Okay, I didn't draw a land, so we are just going to slam another Vial here. So this feels like an Archmage's Charm, which there's not much we can do about, except do this, I suppose. Make it cost 4. Alright, they have Unholy Heap and Failure. That's fine. I think we're still right to do that there to keep them from stealing our Vial. Although with Archmage's Charm, I would like to serve the Flicker so I could at least use it to protect a Vial. I shouldn't have ticked that up to 3 just yet. That's a mistake. Thankfully we drew Urza Saga. Never punished. I'm just going to play that Spirited Companion here. Chance of drawing a 3-drop or a 1-drop to drop off these Vials is good. And so we drew another Saga. That's still fine, I think. But I definitely shouldn't have ticked this Vial up yet. That was a mistake. I just kind of didn't brain good there. Oh, they're choosing to draw 2? Okay. Still not great for us, but better than them stealing a Vial. Okay. Well, I'd love to top deck a non-Saga land, so I'm not going to lose value in these Sagas, but I just don't think I have any way of preventing that. Okay. They're just chanted spells over there. That's fine. Okay, so this Vial's going to stay on 3 for now. And this Vial can go up to 2. We drew a non-Saga land, which is cool. So this Saga, when it pops, is definitely going to find Relic Progenitus. The question is, do I want to put a Lion Touch into play and activate it twice? So I can activate it twice and take out like a couple of spells. I'm still losing to a Murktide. I think I'm just going to pass here. So my plan is to Violent Stoneforge, Get Caldra, I suppose. No, it's probably get like Eater Virtue or something, actually, just to get my artifact count up. But I could also potentially Violin the Lion Sash and activate it twice to take them off Delirium. And potentially let my Spirited Companion trade with their Darcy. I would rather make a Construct. Maybe it is just better to make a Construct, actually. Right, they're just casting another Darcy. Shocking in Steam Vents, that's not great for us. But they're choosing not to attack, which is good for us. I could also just put in Sanctify. Maybe that's just... No, let's just put in Stoneforge. I'm going to put in Stoneforge. They have to have removal, right? I can't just get Caldra. Just get Shadow Spear, actually. Yeah, let's get Shadow Spear. Trample might be relevant. Alright, make a construct. This is going to be a 3/3 construct, so it is vulnerable to Bolt, but not much we can do about that. Their opponent is floating red mana. This might even be an Archmage's Charm to like steal that construct. Unholy Heat the Stoneforge, okay. That's fine. Okay. I'm gonna leave both vials alone again, I think. So I take up the vial on 3 in case I draw a Solitude. Maybe I do. It's already kind of wasted on 3, right? I have Spirit Companion play. I'm leaving it on 3 for now. And the other one can stay on 2. Okay. So, make another construct. Opponent is bolting our first construct. Sure thing, opponent. Oh, actually, I can Violin Lion Sash here. Let's do that. Another artifact in play and saves our construct from the bolt. Okay, now they're both 5/5s. Oh, this is complicated. Okay, so Saga gets Relic. Alright, yep. Play a new Saga. I'm just going to pop Relic now because they've got a buttload of cards in their grave. I'm just going to pass here. I don't want to trade my construct for either of their 1/1s. We're in a very good board state here, though. We've got another Saga going. Okay, so they got an Expressive Iteration. They've left a card on top with both of their Darcys, which basically means they're getting no value off their Darcys. They put an island into exile. They can't cast a Murktide just yet. Oh, E for 0 is pretty good, yeah, it kills their constructs. Man, if I had Thalia in play, they wouldn't be able to do that. Yep, they pop it straight away. That is fine. They're at 3 card types in grave, which tells me they don't have any more, like, burn spells. Or they could potentially Surveil to get Delirium here. It's interesting. I still like Flicker Wisp here, so we are just going to leave alone. Especially, like, the thing with Urza in this matchup's Murktide. If I draw a Solitude, I can just use the Solitude, but I want to be able to Violin a Flicker Wisp, I think. I'm actually just going to take out their Expressive Iteration here and get Sorcery out of their graveyard. That was actually probably wrong because I have the Sanctifier in hand, and I'm always definitely violating the Sanctifier, aren't I? What if I just keep them off Murktide? I think that's better than making a construct, honestly. Well, I mean, they can cast Murktide anyway. I think I just attack here. If they want to block Lion Sash, I'll grow it. They're choosing to draw 2? Okay. They're trying to grow their Darcys, I suppose. Okay, they're not blocking. That's fine. Just gonna put Sanctifier in now, I suppose. My plays aren't necessarily correct here. Like, I shouldn't have taken that Expressive Iteration because I knew I was almost definitely violating the Sanctifier. But that also means that... That also doesn't mean that I shouldn't play the Sanctifier, you know? The Sanctifier is still the best play, even though I've made a mistake. EE, that's not very good for us. It's gonna eat all of our things. That was a reason to hold on to the Sanctifier, I suppose. I just wanted to make sure if they had access to a Murktide that it wouldn't be Lodge. Losing our Lion Sash probably is the worst there. Like, Spirit Companions, whatever. Sanctifier we could have played around. This is going to be a big Murktide, isn't it? 3/3 Murktide, okay. Alright, activate Saga. Make a 3/3. Again, they've got a Murktide out, so... Flicker is still a good draw here. Okay, we drew another Canopy. We're just going to make another construct here. I'm pretty okay with Eater of Virtue. We'll play out the Shadow Spear. I suppose I don't need to equip the Eater of Virtue, do I? So I probably shouldn't have hurt myself there. That's fine. So instead, let's Violin Thalia and equip to her. so that we can potentially graft first strike onto this puppy. All right, attack with that 6/6. They jump block with a 1/1, sure thing. Both their engineered explosives are gone, so that's really, really good for us. I say both. They generally run 2, so I feel like we're safe. Oh, there's going to be a Murktide. That's why they didn't grow this one. They're going to play a second one, and it's going to grow both. So they're both going to be... Oh, Fury. Okay. That only kills Thalia? Question mark? Okay. Do they have a bolt to finish off this construct now? Or are they just doing that so I can't block favorably? Oh, here's the second Murktide. So they're both 5/5s, huh? Alright, so we're going to have to try and race here. Yeah, they're trying to decide if it's worth them attacking. I think it is worth them attacking, but what do I know? Okay, can't block, that's fine. We go to 9. So we're in danger. Yep, at this point, there is no point in ticking our vials up. If we could just find a Flick Wisp. So pretty sure that means that we are meant to just pop canopies, trying to dig for Flick Wisp. March, not good enough. So it costs 3 to equip total. We really only need to equip Shadow Spear though, right? So what's this? This is 8. So if I put Shadow Spear, it's not enough, is it? Okay, let's put Eater Virtue on you. And Shadow Spear. So this will gain us a bunch of life. I haven't done the math, but whatever. First Strike Lifelink Trample's a pretty cool combo. Just jumping. Yeah, we have Trample. Jumping's kind of whatever, friend. So they go to 3, we go to 17. So I think we're pretty safe here. I'm going to hold on to this Thalia. I don't want them to be able to use a Fury for value again, so this Thalia is going to be viled in as a surprise blocker during combat. So our opponent can attack us for exactly lethal, but our construct can block, so they need to deal with that. We might actually have this game locked up. They need to deal with their construct, and they need to deal with their Thalia coming in as a surprise blocker. Just the Murktide's coming in. Yep, nothing I can do about that. I suppose while we're in combat, no, there's no point putting the Thalia in, is there? I don't think there is. Maybe I'm better just holding it for March. So I can March for 5 and get rid of Fury if I pitch Thalia and tap all my mana. Okay, Ragavan. So I've got 2 more cards in hand. Okay, we drew Tectonic Edge. That doesn't really change any of the math. So I think I just go to combat and get in with this lad. This is going to be an Otawara. To dress down. That just kills these, doesn't it? Well, this guy will live because he's wearing these. We might be dead. Comes a 3/1. So we're just dead to these two, so there's no point potentially taking down the Fury if it wants to block. But maybe I can take down something else and leave my blocker back. So this is their only block. I can march for 1. Pop Canopy still. Equip Eater. That doesn't do it. I need to be able to equip Shadow Spear. March Pitch Thalia. I think March Pitch Thalia is the line. Okay, we're doing this so that we get to save him, so we get to move Shadow Spear onto a blocker if we potentially get to find one. They've got a counterspell, I guess. Okay, they've got counterspell. Let's pop the canopy now. We do give runes. Alright, that's game. Well done to our opponent. That was close. Closest we've had against Murktide in a while. Let's get on to match number 2. Alright, we've got an opponent for match number 2. We're on the die roll this time, so we get to play first. This hand's close. So what would Stoneforge get? Maybe the Kieran, maybe an Eater. I think we just mulligan. This hand looks as good, maybe a little better. Alright, our opponent kept their 7. I think I really got punished in the last game for the misplay with vialing in my Sanctifier at sorcery speed. I'm just going to play out our Shadow Spear here. Yeah, I think I got punished for aggressively putting it out. I just wanted to keep Murktides at bay, but I think I was in trouble anyway, so that was probably a mistake. Looks like we're versing the same matchup again. Let's just play out Athalia. Thankfully, we have to be on the play for game 1, so I think that's favourable for us. Here, they need to spend their entire turn dealing with Thalia, but then they get a treasure if they do that, so it's whatever. Next turn I get to play a Doggo, which is cool. Alright, they're just chilling, that's cool. Do I play out the Cloudsteel Kieran? or the Spirited Companion, or do I do something with this? If I play out the Kira, next time I can play Companion and equip the Shadow Spear, so let's just be mana efficient, huh? If need be, we'll trade this for the Ragaman if our opponent wants to kill Thalia. Alright, they fetch for a tapped Steam Vents. I mean, this definitely feels like it's the Murktide deck again. So this one's just nowhere near as scary, huh? Eater of Virtue. Okay, I think I'm going to start with equipping the Shadow Spear to Kieran. Get in for 4 lifelink. Nice, that's a good start. We'll just play out the doggo. Why not? They're counterspelling my... What? Okay, opponent. People question whether this card's good. It's good enough that my opponent spent their entire turn 3 counterspelling it, okay? What more do you want from me? And now they're spending this entire turn playing Expressive Iteration. The question is whether I want to put Eater of Virtue on Cloudsteel Kieran or on Thalia next turn. I don't think grafting first strike around is that important. I think I'm just going to put on the Kieran and keep getting in. That was a cool draw. Oh, yeah, it costs 2. Yep. Now we'll equip. Yep, let's just go. 6 lifelink, let's go. Alright, so this game's basically over, right? My opponent's on 6, they're just dead to this Kieran next turn. Heck, they're almost dead to this Thalia wearing those equipment. You have 7 cards in hand, opponent. What are they? That's what I would like to know. The best part is if they deal with this Kieran, they just graft flying onto my Eater of Virtue. Which means I can then just fly over with Thalia, probably. They have 7 cards. What are they? Well, I'm just going to do a lethal attack, I suppose, and see what happens and make decisions from there. Okay. Petty theft, sure. Sure, opponent. Why not? Why not? Is there anything I can do about that? No, nothing. Cool. Alright. So that happened. Cool. Stoneforge. Yes, we'll use Stoneforge's ability. And, just gonna get Lion Sash. Our opponent doesn't appear to have removal spells, so let's just keep playing threats, I guess. The dope thing is this Stoneforge can cheat this Cloud Security to play for 1 less mana. Love to see it. Also, the cool thing is that, you know, Thalia's not taxing our Lion Sash or our Cloud Silkirian. It attacks these things, which cost, like, no mana anyway. Alright, a 2 mana Consider. Well, this gigantic Murktide region makes our Lion Sash look silly, doesn't it? They still have 6 cards in hand. What are those 6 cards? They've done nothing for this entire game. Do we draw a land? We draw a Flicker Wisp. So is that game is my question. 3, 4, 5, 6 trample. They have a Ragavan to block. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So we need a mana source, which we don't have. But we still get to do things. Yeah, let's float mana off Saga. I don't... Hold on, if we make another construct and then move this... let's just make a construct. Why not? What could possibly go wrong? The Vial. So I could put Eater of Virtue in here and, like, force them to chump block with Ragavan, I suppose. Right? Yeah. Or I could have held up Thalia. That's also fine. Yeah, because their Murktide just can't... I mean, they can trade their Murktide for it, but yeah, they're not going to want to, are they? I think that's still good for us. This Flicker Wisp could be really good for us next turn. But they're just going to play another large Murktide here. I feel like that's what they're going to do. Tarfire? Oh, I suppose it's tribal. Yeah, that's cute. That helps give delirium. That's pretty adorable. They're still able to cast a Murktide right now. Okay, that's good. They know that they're not allowed to attack. Alright, Vial ticks up to 1. Hell yeah. So if I put Shadow Spear here, we have 2 lethal attackers. Like, they can technically block this, but I gain 6. I think I'm fine risking that. Attack with 2 lethal threats. Okay, they blocked the little one. Archmage's Charm, that's not cool. Well, we're on 33 now. That's still pretty cool. I think I just want to hold up Stoneforge activation to put Cloud Silk Kieran into play. Or even Lion Sash. I think that's fine. Our opponent may have won the battle, but they haven't won the war. I guess we're starting to learn what some of these cards were in their hand. Uh-oh. Another murky boy. Jeez, this Lion Sash just isn't getting a chance to play Magic, huh? They just keep bombing their own graveyard. With my own flesh and blood, huh? I suppose he's not flesh and blood, is he? This is fine. I'm on 33, so I'm cool. I'm going to take this, alright? I think that was potentially still a mistake on your part, opponent. Do this. So they can't have Archmage's Charm. Stoneforge. Caldra. Activate our old Stoneforge. Put Caldra. So I've put Eater of Virtue on. That feels pretty good. Because we've already got Trample. So this forces that other Murktide to block. I should have attacked with Kieran as well. Doesn't matter, they scooped it up. Alright, game number 2. We saw they had Ragaveds and Darcy's, right? So we can bring in our marchers. Generally got much like that great in this matchup, but I think it's fine. So we'll sideboard the same, right? I don't think there's any way I can like stop their engineered explosives. Like Skyclave can technically take them out really cleanly, but like I've got marchers for that, right? If they ever like tap out for an engineered explosive without the mana to activate, I can technically march it. So I think we'll go with that. I think I want to leave the. I was gonna say I want to leave the Giver of Runes in to protect from like Otawara and stuff, but Otawara is colorless, so I don't really like that anyway for like my Keldra and stuff. What was my other cut? What was the other cut I made last time? The Kieran? Yeah, that seems fine. Get out of here. Alright, let's go. I like this hand actually. Got no 1-drops, but we could technically Solitude turn 0, so... Alright, they mulligan to 6. They don't have a turn 1 Darcy or Ragavan, that's good for us. Find Flick Wisp, that's fine. So... Depending on what they do here, I'm either going to play Thalia or Sanctify next turn for sure. They're just shocking in. That, to me, that says they're holding it mana to, like, deal with my shit. You're right on time. I'm just going to play out Sanctify here. It feels pretty safe. Next turn I'll play the Vial and the Thalia in that order, or I will be sad. So yeah, this means they shocked themselves for nothing, because I think they were trying to be reactive for like a Thalia. The Vial. Or maybe, I was going to say, they might be holding up Counterspell. That's, of course they weren't holding up Counterspell, they would have countered my Sanctifier. Right. So obviously if we'd done it the other way, this head Vial would have cost 2, because Thalia would have increased its cost. Tarfire the Thalia. Sure thing, opponent. We're in a pretty good position here. We've already got the Caldera, so we can play the Stoneforge and, like, duke our opponent by getting a Lion Sash or a, like, Eater of Virtue instead. I think I want to get Eater of Virtue. Ooh, another Stoneforge. Okay, so I'm just going to play out a Stoneforge here. They have Counterspell. That's fine. While they're doing this, I'm just going to keep hitting them for 2, so sure. That was the bait Stoneforge anyway, opponent. I'm going to vial in my real Stoneforge. Ooh. Tectonic Edge, huh? I may be convinced to Tech Edge our opponent. I'm not above it. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I just want to, like, rip lands to cast this Solitude. That's probably better, because I got a Flick Wisp. I'm going to have a Vial in 3. Even though we've been punished in this matchup for trying to do that before, this opponent seems less good than our last opponent. No offense to our current opponent, but our last opponent was very, very good. Murktide, Regent. Okay. Activate Vial. Yes. Put Stoneforge into play. Yes. Use Stoneforge. Is it just Shadow Spear to make my Keldra gain me life? Probably. Wee. Yes, Vial can go to 3. El Doggeroni is fine. Oh, I can't even put the Shadow Spear into play. I'm an idiot. That's fine. We accept that we are an idiot. Caldra. I suppose we just attack them. Yes. So, I think I hold on to Doggo here so I can pitch it to this Solitude. Like, I can pitch and then, like, flicker it and stuff. I think that's acceptable. But if they can deal with my Solitude, I can just flicker anyway. So that's also radtacular. Also, they're on 5, and I have a Shadow Spear in play and a Caldera. So, this definitely looks like it's going better than the last match. I know it'll be very disappointing if I pitch this El Doggeroni to Solitude, but I think it's the right play. Another reason why it's good, it's a white card. For anyone who doesn't believe how good the Doggo is, look, it's my new avatar. Okay, they got a Bauble. That's Cool. I think if they do nothing, I just hold the line. Because Flickers, like, this Calder's lethal, so then they do something about it anyway. And Flickers can reset the Calder if they, like, steal my germ or something, or bounce my germ. So I think this Flickwisp has many value regardless. Okay, yep, we'll just hold the line. We will leave the Vial on 3, even though we have Solitude. Flickerwisp is bueno. Question is, I want to move Shadow Spear. Not really. Unless I can make Sanctify lethal, which I can't. I'm just going to attack with Caldera and Force Action. I suppose I could have Tech Edged one of their untapped lands Force Action. But I also did just hit my 5th land for a hard cast Solitude, so... Okay. They've let us declare our attackers. Alright, our opponent casts Consider. They're taking a while. I wonder if they're distracted or something, because either they have it or they don't. Like, this is not a complicated board state, I wouldn't imagine. At this point, I can't imagine what they could have for 1 mana. I feel like this is going to be a chump block. Yeah, I'm just going to end the game here. Like, they can't have something that deals with my germ here. I refuse to believe it. So I'm just going to get rid of their blocker and just trample into them for 5. Yep, opponent scoops it up. Alright, that's match number 2 in the bag. Currently 1-1 against Blue-Red Murktide. Let's hope we get to verse a different deck this league. Let's go to match number 3. Alrighty, match number 3. We've got an equipment heavy hand. We've got a Giver Runes. I'm just going to keep our opponents on the play, and they've kept their 7. It's a scary concept. But they're leading with Windswept Heath, so slightly less frightened now. They're getting snow-covered plains. And it's for Sentinel, sure. Giver Runes and pass. Saga. Okay, it's Hammer. That makes sense. No second land drop, though. Okay. Here, I think I just want to play Saga Lion Sash. Mostly because I'm going to use this Lion Sash as a creature to block the Esper Sentinel if they happen to try and load a hammer onto it. Because they're kind of going all in with this Esper Sentinel right now, so... Blocking with Lion Sash and giving Pro White with Giver Runes seems like a pretty good line. Okay, another Esper Sentinel, sure thing. Next turn I'm really tempted to just Skyclave, beat the Cigarda's Aid. Because otherwise that Ink Moth is scary. We could also hold up a Ganjo, which means we could also hold up Urza Saga. I feel like the Skyclave is just the best option. Though it means we lose value on the Saga. I actually, turn 2 when I played the Saga as the Lion Sash, I did think that this might be my turn 3 play. So I probably shouldn't have played the Saga out so that I could make... Because I know I was going to be making a construct this turn. But maybe I make a construct next turn. I think making a construct next turn is pretty good. Oh, they just have another Cigar Zone. Okay. The cool thing is, if I can reconfigure this Cloud Silkarian, I don't think I can lose this game. So we're going to play towards that. So we'll make constructs. We'll shoot an Aether Vial. I don't really want to play out another Saga just yet, because I want to get towards reconfigure mana. So I just play a Ganjo here and eat something with Lion Sash. That's probably the play. Let's go to combat. Maybe I think I just want to pass, actually. I suppose they got the Ink Moth. Yeah, I was going to say, because if they attack, I can still block pretty favorably, but if they draw land, they get like Animate Ink Moth, drop Hammer on Ink Moth, I'm just dead regardless. So I need to get this Cloud Silkarian down next turn, I think. I should have eaten something with Lion Sash, that was a mistake. That's fine. So I want to get this Kieran down to get flying into play as soon as possible. The question is whether I want to put Urza Saga into play. Or I can get Shadow Spear, I suppose, can't it? But I'm probably not making a construct, right? No, let's just play this out. Play out the Kieran. So if they have a line with the Ink Moth, we get to negate it here. So I just want to play an Eater of Virtue. I think I do to make my construct a 5/5. Oh, that was a reason not to. I'm an idiot. It's fine. We just need to live 1 turn. That was the reason not to do that. All for 1 extra point of damage, huh? They have a hammer? Okay. Kind of okay with this. If they want to waste a hammer blocking, that's totally fine. Because once we get to the next turn, once we can reconfigure this onto like anything, I think we're pretty okay. Okay, so we have to block both of these because they're both going to be lethal. So we'll block like that. Okay, they're flashing a hammer. Where's it going? On the Ink Moth? Okay, I'm going to give the Kieran Pro Colorless. And it will live. Alright, they got a Midnight, sure thing. Alright, Vial ticks up to 2. Draw a Spirited Companion, that's a pretty good boy. And we're going to reconfigure onto Lion Sash, because we can protect it with the Giver. Alright, just going to pass turn. Okay, they buy Lurus, and they do nothing. Alright, let's put Spirited Companion into play. What do we draw? Another Spirited Companion, okay. Just going to do this and tick up our Aether Vial. Skyclave Apparition. It's pretty rad. I think I'm just going to load up a Spirited Companion. No, that's... What am I going to do? I kind of want to make a construct. Let's just pass. Pure Steel Paladin, sure. Sure. Gingerbrute, sure. Just going to eat their Windswept Teeth, why not? Vial can stay on 3. We draw planes. Make a construct. We'll get Shadow Spear. Does anything that's have flying? No. Okay. We'll equip the Shadow Spear here. Do we really want to do it? Let's equip the Eater Virtue here, I think. Alright. Get in with our Flying Lion. This is our new route to victory. I really don't think they have an out to this game one. I'm just going to keep holding up this Vial and Skyclave in case they do something that does something, you know. This is probably going to be Lurus, yep. Equip Hammer to Lurus, sure. Okay. I don't understand. I don't understand why they wanted to move them off the Esper Sentinels. Okay. My turn. Vial can stay on 3. I want to keep holding Tectonic Edge up, so just equip the Shadow Spear to our Lion Sash. Still got no flying, right? Okay, so I've got them down to 9. They found another Cigar. That doesn't do anything. I think here I just Skyclave their Lurus to prevent them from gaining life. They're still doing nothing? Okay. Let's grow the Lion Sash some more. That's 1 point away from being lethal. I suppose they can eat the Gingerbrute, can't they? Bleaker's is a good draw. Let's pop the Canopy. So this puts another permanent in the bin, which is going to force action from them. Because it's now lethal attacks. Is going to force them to eat their Gingerbrute. Or animate an Ink Moth? Sure. Okay, Tech Edge that. This is going to force them to activate their other Ink Moth. And this other Ink Moth is still going to have to chump block. Actually, I can Flicker Wisp this Ink Moth and kill them, I believe. They're just eating the Gingerbrute? Okay. They are still dead next turn. Awesome. Game number 1, we won thanks to the reconfigure of Cloudsteel Kieran. So for those of you saying that it's not good, go fuck yourselves. Okay, obviously we want that, we want these, we want the needle, and that's about it. Kieran is potentially worth boarding out for sideboard games because we're not really going to get to do that again. They're going to bring in basically all their removal because they're going to be scared of it now. I think I want to cut all my Thalias here. And then what? I like Lion Sash. You can get pretty big. Flicker, Skyclave both very good. Solitude very good. Keldra very good. Giver's good. I think I can trim a Vial. Shadow Spear is pretty important. Eater Virtue less so. I think I'll just cut the Eater Virtue here. Yeah, let's run it back like that. We are down 3.5 minutes on clock, so we've got to be careful here. This hand has no coloured sources somehow, so we are going to mulligan, I believe. Triple Stoneforge. We've just got a mulligan. If we had Vial, it'd be more tempting. So I'll keep this. I'll keep a 1-land Vial hand. Putting back... I think it's just Flick Wisp here. Everything else is really good at disrupting what they're up to. Alright, Seeker in person, nothing. We love to see that. We lead on Aether Vial. If we draw a second land and just like slap down a Spirited Companion or a Stoneforge, that'd be really cool. Springleaf Drum, sure. I'm glad they didn't have the toe on Esper Sentinel because that would have been pretty punishing. Alright, Springleaf Drum and Shadow Spear isn't the scariest start. Can we rip a land? Let's go. Oh, Giver Brutes. Okay. Yeah, we'll just pass. So they're going to be able to make a construct if they can get a creature in here. They've just passed through their turn. Okay. That's really good for us. Get to resolve Giver. We get to tick Vial up to 2. We draw a land. Gonna slam Spirited Companion. Because now I want to Vial in the Stoneforge and get Keldra. Alright, pass it back. Third land drop's good. Not attacking because we want to protect our Stoneforge. Alright, they're just floating mana for their Saga. What are they going to get? Potentially just like a Memnite or Ornithopter here, actually. Just so they can use their Springleaf Drum for mana. Gingerbread makes sense. I'd be interested to know what hand our opponent kept. Sagada's Age, sure. Hammer is fine. Just gonna make them do it here, and then I'm gonna put this Relic Water into play. So, I mean, they can't put the Shadow Spear on and give Trample, but they can make the Gingerbread unblockable. Okay. So I'm just gonna make them go through all. I'm gonna make them declare their attack. Yep, they'll just do this now. This takes away so much of their tempo that they just built up. It's like they have to have a Pure Steel in order to like recover from this. So I'm willing to lose out on not playing so. I could have just solituded the Gingerbread, but this one I got to make them commit all of their resources to that play that turn. And here, ooh, that Silk Heron's a cool draw. I get to like hold up this on the vial and just play out my Stoneforge anyway. Alright, so we'll get the Keldra. Keldra is a good one to reconfigure Cloud Silk Heron onto for what it's worth. Just get in and pass back to our opponent. Alright, they fetch up Snow-Covered Plains with their Arid Mesa. They're animating an Inkmoth Nexus. I could Vial and Cloud Silk Heron here and block, or I could, yeah, let's do that actually. They're like screaming that they have a second to hammer basically. So I think the important thing to note here is that I think no matter what we do, we're probably winning this game. Just going to clarify that start. So here I get to block if they drop the hammer that they're basically telling us that they definitely have. I get to use Giver of Runes to protect my Cloud Silk here and make it irrelevant, then the hammer falls off. So again, they've dedicated their whole turn to doing this, and they need a Pure Steel to get value out of the hammer that'll be sitting here next to this hammer. My other option was to just let them go through and use this vial, drop in the Skyclave Apparition to take away the hammer and take one Infect. Either way is fine, and either way we hold up the Solitude as backup. Our opponent's not about it, and they scoop up the match. Awesome. So we are currently 2-1. Let's get on to match number 4. Alrighty, match number 4. We win the die roll. We get to play first. Hell yeah. Oh, this hand doesn't do a lot, huh? It's a matter of whether just like getting a Stoneforge is just fine. You know, just getting like a Lion Sash, whatever, which I don't think it is. We're on the play. We can get a bit higher upside than this. We can afford to like try and find an Aether Vial, right? So this is our 6. It's very similar, but we have an Eater of Virtue, so whatever, we'll keep. Skyclave's better than Flicker Spin the Blind, I suppose. So the difference is here, we're not like missing out on curve, right? We get to play an Eater of Virtue on turn 1. Alright, so we'll play out the Eater of Virtue and pass. Alright, Scalding Tarn, Mishra's Bauble, come on. Ugh, double Mishra's Bauble. Just be Death Shadow, please. Don't be Murktide again. I guess we won't find out just yet, will we? There was so many Bauble triggers. I just passed through my pre-combat main, so I'm being very careful not to pass through my post-combat main. Stoneforge for Keldra Force Action, I suppose. So all they saw was that we were drawing planes, so they get no information, so that's pretty rad. I think getting Keldra here is correct. We've already got Lion Sash and Skyclave for like value plays for if we don't get to activate our Stoneforge. Alright, I'll pass in with that. Not ideal here. My internet is ST Ruglin. So, this looks like it is Blue Red Murktide, so it's probably going to go for an hour and a half, and I'm going to time out because my internet can't handle it. Cool. Well, they cast Consider, so they, well, I was going to say they didn't kill my Stoneforge, but they just unholy heated it, so shut my mouth. Is it too early for Lion Sash? They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they can cast a Murktide next turn anyway. God, this is what always happens, isn't it? That, like, before I can, like, potentially Lion Sash their graveyard away, they're already at Murktide graveyard. Could take away the Expressive Iteration. Which means their Murktide would just be a 5/5, and I would still be very dead to it. Whatever. I'll play the Lion Sash, force them to deal with it. Oh, my internet's really not good. I wish this had happened before the match started, so I could have known to just not get into a match here. We'll see how we go. We might either need to just can this match entirely, or we might need to play the last match of the league on a different day. Good sign for us. Our opponents cast Expressive Iteration. So they might be digging for land and removal spell here to do with the Sash, and if they don't find that, we might just get to eat a bunch of their graveyard and keep them off Murktide. At which point we'd also be able to grow our sash out of range of Unholy Heat and Lightning Bolt. Okay, they found the land. And they have Unholy Heat. Okay. Sucks to be us. Giver of Runes is cool. Let's start with Spirited Companion. Do Flick Wisp, sure. I'm just going to play out Giver of Runes here in hopes that it lives and we get to have access to Giver of Runes for the rest of the game and not be able to F6. That's not ideal, is it? Alright, Darcy from our opponent. Our turn, we draw Plains. Let's equip Eater of Virtue to Spirited Companion. I'm just going to play Skyclave and try and take out their Darcy here. Alright, our opponent's fetching in response. Alright, they're countering it with Archmage's Charm, that's fine. Alright, we attack for 3 with our Spirit Companion Marionita Virtue, pass back to our opponent. I think we're in trouble here. They've got 4 cards in hand still, they've got more mana in play than us. Their Darcy is like comparable to our Spirit Companion. We've really got to hope that this giver's good enough, but the card advantage from 2 givers is potentially going to overwhelm us. Archmage Charm, trying to steal a Giver of Runes, huh? I suppose I'll activate it, give my Spirit Companion Pro Red, and we'll let that resolve. I'm going to Flick Wisp to get my Giver back next turn. Alright. We draw a Plains, play a Plains, get him with Spirit Companion. Sorry if my commentary's been like off this game. I'm trying to like resolve my internet problems here. Alright, get in with Spirited Companion. Then post-combat, play Flicker Wisp. Flicker my Giver of Runes. I will take that back, thank you. And then we'll move the Eater of Virtue onto the Flicker Wisp. Alright, and now we can F6 through our opponent's turn, because we have nothing else to do, thankfully. Our opponent cracks Fire Outlet. They're clearly dicking for something, which is good. It means the 2 cards they had in hand aren't good enough to beat our current board state. Yep, so they're forced to attack. Alright, I'm not going to block because I will have lethal in the crackback, assuming they have nothing. Alright, so they use Brazen Burrow to bounce out Flicker Wisp, which would cave the Frost Dragon. So let's put Eater of Virtue on Spirited Companion. Go to combat, attack for 3. Alright, so that puts them to 3. Post combat, we're going to Flick Wisp our Spirited Companion to draw a card. Alright, I think my internet's back. Hello? I have 10 minutes left on my clock. Far out. Alright. I don't think I need to move the Eater of Virtue. No, let's not. Let's save the life, because we might be taking a lot of damage here. Ooh, a Ganju. Oh, I forgot to play my Cave of the Frost Dragon. That's a huge punt, actually. Yeah, not playing Cave was a huge punt, because we might actually have needed it to attack the lethal next turn. Oof, Murktide Regent. Okay. Right, they're going to combat their attacking. I'm going to block with Flick Wisp. I'm also going to pro-red the Flick Wisp, so that hopefully it lives and it can be a lethal attacker next turn. Alright, pro-red. They fetch down to 2. I can't shock that in. So is this going to be a Murktide? Alright, game 1 to us. Okay. We can't really afford to have another 2 games, so let's just win this one, huh? God, I spent so long at that game just thinking, oh, I should try and fix my internet, but I thought once we get to sideboarding, I have like 3 minutes and I'll use that time rather than wasting my actual game clock. I should have just fixed it mid-game because I've lost so much time here. Here's where I don't need to... I should slow down because I don't really need to like go crazy right now. Sideboarding time is free time. I'm actually going to cut the Giver Runes this time, mostly because I want F6 value, you know. If I don't have Giver Runes, I don't need to hold up priority and I can just smash through turns. This hand's Gasoline. What are you going to keep? Alright, they have turn 1 Darcy. If it was a Ragavan, I would have played the Forge Tender. But because it isn't, I can get away with playing out the Aether Vial like I wanted to. Alright, I'm probably not going to talk too much here. I'll just talk randomly at points to make sure that the game's being, you know, updated. But I just want to F6 as much as possible and like preserve my clock as much as possible too. Like I probably would have actually solituded this Ragavan here had I not been F6, but that's fine. Mostly because we just got a handful of stuff that we're not casting anytime soon. But I actually like triple Flicker Wisp against Murktide nonsense, so that's cool. Ooh, Giver of Runes, that's cool. If I can trade the Spirited Companion... Okay, I'm not going to get to trade the Spirit. I was going to say, if I can, like, trade this for a Ragavan, I might just violate the Giver of Runes. The highest upside. They're not dashing a Ragavan, huh? Oh, okay, they're scared. Right, let's get the giver into play. They let it live, okay. I'm just going to do this now because I want to tick my vial up, but I also want to get this fortune into play without making it vulnerable to a counterspell. Do I just want to play a Flick Wisp out for value here? Probably not. I probably do actually. I don't know. Planes, I suppose. So I can pretend to hold something up. Alright, opponent fetches a tapped steam vents. Good for them. So I think because I'm currently tethered to my phone's mobile data at the moment, which I think means I'm stable for the rest of this match at the very least. So with that being the case, I think I could allow like 5 to 6 minutes for a game 3. So if it looks like we're losing before then, we might just concede. Ooh, another Urza Saga. Well, I'm gonna play that. And we're just going to start getting in with this Flicker Wisp, I suppose. We'll force our opponent to blink first. We've got the cool Solitude line here. Our opponent's only got 3 cards in hand. We're going to start making constructs. I like our position here a lot, actually. I think we might be able to steal this match. They're trying to dress down. Yeah, there's not much I can do about that. That's fine. Let's see if they want to throw a burn spell at something while dress downs removed my abilities. Oh, okay. Man, if I had time, I'd check the rulings for this because I want to know if I was to make like a construct now, would it just die? Is this permanently affecting stuff? Let me know in the comments because I'm gonna assume that my creatures just can't do anything for the rest of the turn. Yes, let that go away. We still get priority again, right? Yep, cool. Make a construct. It'll be a doo-doo. Okay, we'll untap. We will leave Vial on 3. We draw a Tech Edge. Hell yeah. I'm going to float a matter off this Saga. Right? 2, 3. Yeah, I can't afford to make 2 constructs, so that's fine. Eater of Virtue sounds good. As is Relic, actually. Let's get Relic. Play Attack Edge. I'm just going to pop Relic now. Should have attacked with this guy first, that's fine. Don't want to like trade their Ragavan for it. I'll just make... No, I won't make construct today. Trade, I don't think. Maybe I will. It's the worst that could happen. They EE us, that's fine. We'll still make another construct after. We've still got Flick Wisp Solitude stuff going on. Dress down. Dress down. That's fine. I'll just let that happen. That's going to go away in my instep. That's pretty clever then, though. They like their block kind of pushed me into that. I think I should have just let it trade then. I still think we're winning this one though. They got consider, sure. I really just don't want to let myself be vulnerable to removal spells with the Solitude line. Plus, the creatures don't matter just yet. It'd be nice to get another Flicker Wisp in the play. That's the only reason to do anything here. Unholy Heat Giver of Runes. Sure. Okay. Oh, I thought I had another chance to act before the dress down went away. That's fine. Because as you say, them hating the Giver and leaving the Forge Center alone tells me that they don't have another Heat or a Bolt. Otherwise, they probably would have taken down the Forge Tender as well. Fury, okay. Okay, so we're going to pitch cast the Solitude. Fury can go away. Alright, Flicker Wisp. Flicker the Flicker Wisp. To protect it from the Fury damage, so I don't have to sack my Forge Tender. What? Okay. They attack with their Ragavan, I'm just going to block with my Pro-Red Baron and Forge Tender, I suppose. Oh, they just wanted to get Delirium? That's fine. Go away. Stoneforge. Let's make a construct. Get Eater of Virtue. Equip Eater of Virtue to literally anyone. And let's go. It's not quite lethal, but it's very close. I'm not sure what they can have to get them out of this scenario, to be honest. Looks like they've got a Murktide to start things off. Another Darcy, sure. Darcy's no longer have Delirium. Right, and step. We'll put the other Flick Wisp in. Again, so like, again, Spirit Companion, like, cool card on the surface, but like, even just being a white card's cool because it let us like keep both of our Flick Wisps to do all of this nonsense. Because otherwise, I was like, for that whole time planning on pitching a Flick Wisp to my Solitude. Let's just move this here. Go to combat. And they can't block any of these. Get in with the construct as well, just for shits and gigs. Alright. And we got there with 4 minutes left on the clock. Far out. Alright. I'm just gonna stay tethered to my phone and play the last match just to get this league over and done with. I'll see you all for match number 5. Okay. So we found our opponent for match number 5. They've won the die roll, and I don't want to alarm you, but when I played those 2 Murktide matchups in a row at the start of this league, I'm like, one of these names rings a bell. So I look through my most recently. I'm like, oh no, I don't know why I thought that name looked familiar, because the Murktide player I played, I thought like, oh, they seemed like they played well. Maybe they were the Murktide player I played round 1 last league because they felt like very similar playstyle. No, because the blue-red Murktide player I played round 1 of the last league that I recorded that you might have watched was this Yelda Bielda Buflak. Yeah. We got a keep, we got Aethval and some Gasolina. Yelda Flactum. What I'm trying to say is I'm pretty sure this is going to be Blue-Red Murktide matchup number 4, which... Let me just, excuse me? Excuse me, opponent? Spell Pierce? Who hurt you, dude? Of course, turn 2 Darcy. Love it. Love to see it. Back to us, huh? Let's... I don't know, man. Let's play a Stoneforge, get a Calder, I suppose. What do we get? A Lion Sash. I think it's just Lion Sash, right? They're Blue-Red Murktide. They've got freaking Archmage's Charm. Calder is a trap. Let's get a Lion Sash. So while I have 6 through my opponent's hand, let me just pull this up, huh? 11.5%, 10.4%, sure. 7.8%. Still a good percentage, but like, look, 7.3, 6.6. Oh, they must have passed through to me. Cool. We'll see what they've done to us. Yep, sure. Amulet Titan 6.6, Burn 4.9, whatever. This is like 90% of my meta of what I verse as a human. So you're a liar, Goldfish, is what I'm getting at. My Stoneforge Mystic lived, and they just played a massive Murktide region. Okay, I guess that makes my Lion Sash look pretty pathetic, huh? Well, I think I'm just gonna flick at the Murktide. That's not crazy, right? Look at that thing. That 7/7. Sure, get him for 1. What the frick? Okay. Yeah, can you believe this? 7.8%. 7.8%. It's been 80% of this league. I think the matchup's not bad. I think I used to like be more confident in it. Recently I've been less confident, but in this league I'm currently 2-1 against it, so let's just jinx ourselves by saying that, huh? Yeah, you got me for 1. Nice one. Yelda Flarkin. Stoneforge. I really just want to put this Eater of Virtue on this Flicker Wisp. Is that crazy? It's kind of not, right? You know what? I'm not going to do that, but I am going to get in with this Flicker Wisp. They shocked in their Steam Vents, but they would have just killed this intact with their Murktide, right? Okay, we just get to get them. That's cool. Okay. So what we're going to do here is use Stoneforge to drop in the Cloud Securing to block this Murktide if we can. Snapcaster, okay. Nah, screw this. We got a way cooler plan now. Consider. You want to Snapcaster your consider? How about you consider yourself erect? You Stitch? Whatever, it still triggers their Murktide, but that was a cool play. Shut up. I'm lit. I'm really worried they have a counterspell, because I just literally haven't really played into a counterspell. Expressive Iteration. Okay, I'm going to take advantage of this. Pitch the Thalia to the Solitude. Whatever. And just get rid of this Murktide while we're here. Now we can X6 through their turn. So if they don't do with Lion Sash, it's going to end poorly for them. Because I'm just going to eat some stuff. Okay, they've put it on Holy Heat in Exile. They're casting it assumedly on the Lion Sash, yep. Goodbye, good Bibi. You have done a non-zero amount of work. We'll take 3 from this attack. That is acceptable. We drew a Plains, so we're going to rock my opponent's biscuits right now. Look at this. This is why I pitched the Thalia, by the way. My opponent's got like 1 billion mana over there. And I knew this Stoneforge was going to get to Wreck our opponent's day. Look at this. Look at this. Huh? Yeah, we'll put Keldra into play. Thank you. And then we'll attack them for 8. Blammo! Now they've got to deal with the Keldra. Which maybe the counterspell they've had is an Archmage's Charm, in which case I am in danger. But otherwise, I'm feeling pretty good about life right now. Because they're dead next turn. Probably. They might need to post-combat give their Darcy's flying to be able to, like, block the Flicker Wisp. So they do it pre-combat, they have to attack. Mishra's Bubble. Okay, they get to surveil a bunch. They're doing this pre-combat, so that's not going to end well for them, I don't think. Unless they have like 7 points of burn in their hand, which seems impossible with 2 cards. Jesus Christ, I'm F6ing. So again, like, this is the opponent that I versed first round of last league and lost to. They were my only loss in last week's 4-1. So a little scary, but I feel like we're doing good here. I'm feeling good. Plus, as opposed to the last match, we have time on our clock. So, which I think lastly, I think that was my problem too, was it? That like not. Actually, I think my internet was being screwy last league as well. I think that's why I burnt so much clock. Are you just dead, opponent? Question mark. Doggo. I just don't want to get blown out by a counter spell, right? I think I just want to not get blown out by a counter spell. Like, they can't do anything to my Keldra here, right? So I just want Eater of Virtue on the Keldra. Concede. Ah, come on. So this is lethal. This is lethal. Yeah, my opponent scoops it up. Alright, I was trying to work out like what I'm meant to attack with, right? Like, I'm meant to like flick this back in case they have something to like block one of these idiots. I think I'm meant to attack with the Stoneforge because this is lethal, but if they block here, then it goes through 6, so this would be the 7th. I think that was the correct attack, right? Was these two and leaving Flickerwisp back. Okay. Sideboarding for this matchup. Think. I mean, maybe I'm wrong and maybe I should actually be thinking about it because maybe, I don't know. I've been winning a lot, right? So I think I want to assume that I've been doing the right things. I think I'm still right to cut that Giver of Runes. No, I think I'm still happy with that being my sideboarding. Let's go to game 2. I actually like this hand. I like March. I really like March. Although it's kind of only good if it's good on turn 1, which means we need to pitch something to it, right? We've got Solitude as well. They've mulliganed to 5. Wow, that was a quick mull to 5 too. So with that in mind, pitching to March doesn't look so bad. Yeah, especially to deal with Ragavan. Sheesh. Alright. So there's a question here, right? They've got 3 cards in hand. They need specifically second land and Ragavan between these 3 cards on the top of their library. Surely they can't have kept double Ragavan, right? Like, whereas they might have kept Counterspell. What do I pitch? I think I just pitch Flicker Wisp. Alright, this might come back to bite us, but like I feel like it's way more likely they kept Counterspell than they kept double Ragavan, you know? Ooh. Yeah, I'm pretty keen to just get this Vial into play, huh? They've got 3 cards in hand. I think I've got time. And like if we don't get the Vial down now, it's kind of a dead card in their hand. So I'd rather like keep the card advantage that we got from them mulling low. Oof, missing 3rd land drop. Okay. Oh, doggo. Why are you so perfect? Look at this. We just, like, I was going to slam Stoneforge here and just be kind of sad if we got killed. Whereas instead I get to slam this and be really happy. And draw an Urza Saga. This game's over, man. This game's over as. I don't know how they come back from this. They've had to play out the Odawara as a land. That's rough for them. Very rough for them. Alright, Vial tick up to 2. We drew Keldra. Okay. Let's just get in. If they're keeping removal, they're not wasting it on my doggo. Makes sense. Expressive iteration, sure. Not much I can do about that. I've also got the option of like vialing in the Lion Sash and eating things and still getting to make a construct, so it's worth noting. I could also try and take them off red. Something I haven't addressed yet is that they don't run any basic mountain. So if we like can manage to take out these 2, we actually take them off red. Oh, Unholy Heat. That's pretty clever. But you're going to wish you'd kept that Unholy Heat, opponent. Considers fine. Okay, yes, use Aether Vial. Here's Stoneforge. Use Stoneforge. I'm just gonna get Eater of Virtue. I'll actually... What do I do with the vial here? Do I tick it up? I think I leave it alone. I actually like being able to vial in this Lion Sash. Okay, just gonna float a mana off this Saga. If I want to make a construct, I've got another Saga coming up. Do I want Relic? Well, no, I won't lose to Murktide because I got Solitude. Let's just get Shadow Spear. Whoops. Whatever. Kelder's coming down, baby. Alright, Living Weapon, let's go. Eater Virtue, let's go. Shadow Spear, let's go. And get in. And pass to our opponent. So I'm not gonna Violin Lion Sash yet because I might need to pitch it to Solitude. Murktide's like literally the only thing relevant left that I'm concerned about. Which might be what's happening here. Lightning Bolt? On Stoneforge stopped being relevant a while ago, opponent. They're on Holy Heat on my construct before I've used this vial was educated because I could put Lion Sash in to protect from Unholy Heat, but this Stoneforge was way more powerful. Murktide, sure. That big 7/7. So I'm gonna go to an 8/7. I think I'm fine not solituding right here. Take the vial up. The reason I'm doing this is in case I do a Flick-Wisp, I could flick this Solitude and just wipe their board. Is there a way I win here? So if I Lion Sash, reconfigure... No, there's not. Okay. Worth trying. So I can Field Saga? No, I can't. So let's just move this here. Attack. So the thing I'm most scared of is Archmage's Charm stealing my germ. So if my opponent has it, they need specifically land and counterspell to back it up in order for me to be punished for not solituding there. This smells like a dress down, which means I should have done this at the end of their second main. No, it doesn't matter, actually. They just wouldn't have done it. Leave that alone. March is pretty cool. Make a construct, question mark? Mana, question mark? Probably just mana. Relic's cool. I'm just going to play out the Lion Sash. Bing. Just to use that mana before it goes away. I probably could have Field of Ruin as well, but this feels less relevant. Paying cost, they're going to steal my germ. Gonna march my germ. Take that, opponent. Or actually not take it, I suppose. Stay away from it, opponent. They left card on top, that's scary. Tempted to attack with Spirited Companion, but they can just like chump here and eat here, so let's not. Let's say we did. They're chump blocking. Make sense. We're just gonna pass holding up Lion Sash / Relic. If they do anything like super scary, I'll just... That's pretty rude. I'll just crack Relic to hopefully draw a white card for Solitude. This looks like it's going to be another Murktide. I should have popped Relic, probably. Ooh, it's Yas, the Mind Sculptor. Probably Bouncing Man. That's pretty honkin' rude, opponent. I'm just going to pop Relic now. We drew a Canopy, which means I can cast Solitude next turn. So that's pretty rad. Our opponent's still in it, because they're a bastard. Let's just do this. Get out of here. So that's what... The Jace must be what they left on top. Let's put it down to 1 loyalty. They're back on 12 now. Hopefully I'll be able to equip this Kelder soon. That'd be pretty rad. Either way, I'm just going to start like putting this nonsense on my Solitude and my doggo. Alright, they're barnstorming. I feel like this is going to be like the longest video I will put out since I've started actually editing my videos. Just because this matchup's grindy. Even though like the first match was the only 1-2, the rest have been clean 2-0s by me. I still feel like it's going to be a grindy one. Alright, Ragban and land. Fetch land's good for them. It means they can undo their Barnstorm. Shuffle away the bad ones. Yep, we will go to my turn. Vial can stay where the hell it is. Ooh, another Solitude. It's pretty rad. I'm just going to hold on to that though, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's Equip Shadow Spear here. They have a removal spell, they have a removal spell. I don't give a turkey. Equip Eater of Virtue here. That's pretty rude, opponent. That's pretty rude. But you also just shouldn't have done that there, because now I'm just gonna equip this here now that you're empty-handed. Just kill your Jace. I suppose your Ragavan's gonna get in. I don't think I care though. I might actually Solitude this Ragavan. Is that crazy that I want to Solitude this Ragavan? They didn't crack their fetch, so whatever they left on top they wanted, they're cracking it now because they need the mana. Is this a Murktide? It's an expressive iteration. Okay. I think I'm honestly going to pitch cast this Solitude just so this Ragavan doesn't get a random card off the top of my deck. Is that dumb? My cards are so bad. Like, surely they don't want to cast my cards. I think it's right, though. Like, we're both going to be, like, essentially empty-handed here, and I think my bullets are just better with all this equipment. Like, you know, worst case scenarios, I draw lands, but that means I start animating Cave and start equipping Keldra. And I can even, like, just pop Canopy. I think that's fine. We've got something. Snapcaster? Probably Bolting El Doggeroni. It's pretty honkin' rude. We're both empty-handed now, but my board has so much potential. We're going to leave Vile alone. We already have the mana to cast Solitudes. Eighth Vile's a stinker. Let's draw a card. Well, Plains is kind of worse. Let's get some lands out of our deck. Alright, our opponent's still at an island. Good for them. We're on 34. They're on 12. And we're looking pretty good here, I think. If we draw another land, we can start getting with Cave. If we draw, like, literally any creature, we can start equipping shit. No to that Vile. Yes to that Vile. Failure! Hello, baby. Oh, piss off. They drew a counterspell? Whatever, mate. Whatever. You're gonna need to do this 16 more times, opponent. Alright. No to this Vile. Yes to this Vile. Draw. Frickin'. We drew these back to front. If they have a counterspell in hand, yeah, that's damn right you don't. Alright. Alright. 4-3 lifelink trample giver runes. Let's go. Yeah, that's right, opponent. You ain't attacking into shit, are ya? We're going to leave these alone because we're almost definitely going to draw 2 or 1 drops. We're not going to draw any 4 drops or 1 drops, probably. We've got like 3 givers left and 2 solitudes. Whatever, mate. Whatever. Alright, so we're going to attack. If our opponent does anything, we're just going to solitude. And then we can just let it the solitude. It's fine. I hope you find a Murktide opponent. I just want to solitude another Murktide, you know? Keep this game going. Alright, bauble and land. That's not great for your opponent. You know what? You know what? Let's get rid of this lad. Alright, they draw off their bauble. We say no to both their vials. We draw plains. Okay. Cave is now a man. And we attack for lethal. Probably could have left Giver Runes back, but we did it. Another 4-1. 4-1, right? Was it 4-1? I don't know. Let's go to the post-league wrap up and double check. Alright, another clean 4-1. It's good to have them back-to-back. We lost to Blue Red Murktide in match 1, unfortunately. But again, like I've been saying, like our losses are 1 and 2 like grindfests, and our wins have been 2-0s, which has been really good. Also, losing to Murktide doesn't feel so bad when I then beat it 3 more times in the same league. Like, what was even the non-Murktide matchup in that league? I'm so overwhelmed by Murktide that I can't even remember what it was. Oh, it was Hammer Time. That's right. Yeah, okay. And, like, I think Hammer Time's favored for us, which is cool. But we also got a clean 2-0 there, you know, against 2 of the top 3 decks in the metagame. We've been having a lot of luck, so, or a lot of good results, so just go through the cards and talk about how they went. Aganja Castle never showed up, didn't care, don't want it. Going to say the Empire was good. I think we channeled it once, and otherwise it was just land, totally fine. Cave of the Frost Dragon won us at least 1 game. Potentially could have won us more if we weren't an idiot and actually played it out. Field of Ruin didn't really come up. Neither did Tech Edge, really. The land destruction lands weren't as relevant. We kind of tended to just be able to clock our opponent. So we could even potentially cut them, turn them into Mistress Factory for some more aggression. Flagstones never came up, but whatever, it's better than Aganja Castle. Horizon Canopies we drew with. Horizon Canopies good as always. Urza Saga, very, very good, especially in the Blue Red Murktide matchup. The constructs were pretty relevant. Dress down kind of cucked him a little bit, but whatever. Tutoring stuff was cool. The one downside is that like the way I play taxes, like in that last game, right? Like I wanted to animate this cave with Rush Dragons. I want to be equipping my Caldera, and Saga being a land that goes away kind of ruins that. Maybe that's the reason I have like a Springleaf Drum in the package somewhere. I don't know. Shadow Spear was very good. Not as relevant. The life game was pretty good. Won us some games, but considering like often we're like just throwing equipment into Caldera, maybe that's just my playstyle and I get lucky and be able to drop Caldera, but or maybe it's just I'm able to find the lines where I can get Caldera into play. But Shadow Spear wasn't as relevant for that. Eater of Virtue though, +2/+0 on Caldera was totally fine. The flavor text of like giving stuff flying, first strike, whatever, didn't really come up, but that's because it didn't need to. Like, I put it on like a Cloud Secure at one point. It's like, oh, if they kill it, I'll be able to give stuff flying. It's like they just killed them with the Cloud Secure, and so whatever. Vile's Vile, Giver's Giver, like both fine. Lion Sash did pretty well this league. Again, like it's not the best against Blue Red Murktide, but it's a fine, like, fair threat against like Hammer Time and stuff. Um, it just doesn't come down quick enough to keep the Blue Red Murktide deck off their Murktides, but I think in conjunction with like Sanctifiers and Relic out of the board, like just Relic fair tapping, it might be okay. It like keeping Murktide down, but whatever. Spirit Companion, very, very good. Like I pitched it to Solitude a lot, but it was still a very fine card. Stoneforge, Thalia, both fine. You don't need the fourth Thalia, but it's kind of fine to run. Did pretty well. Cloud Secure put in a lot of work. We reconfigured to beat Hammer Time in game one, and we reconfigured it in another match to do cool stuff. I think maybe just to graft fly or something. I don't know. Very good. Flickers did a lot of work as always, especially in conjunction with Solitude. Solitude also very good. Skyclave was fine, but I think I'm correct in boarding them out in the Murktide matchup because it doesn't kill Murktide, and as far as killing Ragvans and Darcy's, we're bringing this in, so Skyclave, this wasn't Skyclave's league, although it did very, very well against Hammer, so we will give it that. Caldera's Caldera, perfect card. I love it. One of my favorite cards now, and uh, basically the best card in the deck, which I think, actually, while we're talking about Caldera, I think the fact that I had been cutting it against Blue Red Murktide because of the Archmage charm stuff and like leaving in Batter Skull is my thing, because like if they steal, they can just bounce the skull and easily like counteract it. I think I think it's correct to leave it in against Murktide now. Maybe it's just because I'm not running Batterskull, but I think it is actually fine. You just have to like. It's good if you like top deck a Stoneforge late, and it's just like some. You don't go for it straight away. Even if you have Giver into Stoneforge, you're not meant to go for it there. That's where you get like Lion Sash and stuff now. I think late game where like you have a Stoneforge and play and you top deck a second one, like there was so many times where I just 1-2 punch people like that. I just like went, oh, cool, vial in this new Stoneforge, get a Caldera, activate my old Stoneforge, put Caldera into play, donk you, like put an Eater of Virtue on it, whatever. Like, it's just very, very good. Sideboard, Relic was very good. Again, it didn't like stop the Murktide decks from getting to their Murktides and whatever, but it was kind of fine at just like drawing a card for us and like nuking their graveyard and making them restart that whole nonsense. Not as good as Rest in Peace, but the fact that it's uncounterable by getting off Saga is fine. They can just come down cheaper anyway. Python Needle, we brought it in against Hammer. Never saw it, never needed to. But still, you wouldn't not have a Needle for your Saga package, right? Fortuners were very good. Didn't really block any like Tournament Ragvans or anything. They just like helped create a board of like insurmountable nonsense. Dranith didn't show up today, didn't need to. Relic Water was fine against Hammer. Worked in conjunction with Skyclaves to like keep them from being able to do their like kill combo, and as a fair deck, we're kind of just better. Although they didn't get a reality chip into play and they didn't get to reconfigure it, so that's a whole other thing. Sanctifiers were pretty good. We versed Murktide 4 times. We brought all 3 Sanctifiers in 4 times, and they did some stuff sometimes. Sometimes just supported by energy explosives, but I think it was totally fine. March is impressive, very impressive. What I want to say about this card, and Touch the Spirit Realm's another one where I haven't like played. I haven't played with Touch the Spirit Realm yet, and I probably should. And with March, like March has been doing very, very well, but like it's certain matchups, but those matchups are the top of the meta. The like Hammer Time and Murktide. As long as it's the Murktide with Darcy and Ragavan, there's a good card in those matchups. It's good against Grixis Death Show. So those are the top 3 decks. And every time I bring it in, it's just reasonable. It's not like busted or anything, but it's very, very reasonable. So I'm like, maybe they should just be in the main in some way, shape, or form. You know, maybe they're just good enough to main deck, which would put us up to 10 removal spells. So that'd be pretty reasonable. Or we could even potentially find room for like the full playset or something. Like maybe go to Squadron Hawks. Like a Squadron Hawk list with 4 March, 4 Solitude sounds pretty high. Like maybe Squadron Hawks with the Spirit Commanders. I don't know, but it's something worth considering. Now let's get to the real business and pop open these chesties. We got a whole 5 of them for our 4-in-1. Multipix Nimble Obstructionist is a card that's got text on it and has seen modern play before. That's kind of cool. Ooh, Dream is handsome. Happily Ever After, sure. Happy ending, why not? What is this? What is this? Some pretty lady who turns into a frickin' werewolf. Okay. And Drowner of Hope. Again, another card that has technically seen modern play. God, modern's had some weird metas, huh? Ooh, I don't know if this is worth much on Moto, but in paper it's worth way too much. Metal Massacre is cool. Explosive Singularity? Okay, it's kind of something. Interesting. And the final chesty, Konda, Lord of Aganjo. Ooh. Chests know we've returned to Kamigawa, but they don't want to give me new Kamigawa stuff. I say as I open a new Kamigawa card in the last pack, but whatever. Seraph of Dawn. Wow, what a stinker. Alright, thank you all for watching. Let me know in the comments if there are any misplays I made. And what was that question I had midway through the league? Oh, about Dress Down. Like, if you know the answer to that, let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed watching. And as always, until next time, bye-zy.